who told me in the older years, university did not teach such things as universities did not teach such things as commerce. Those are done in the evening studies, accounting, whatnot. Those are not academic subjects. University was for teaching theory, theology. In fact, university started on the basis of theology. So when you start telling yourself you want to train leaders, you must answer the question, are leaders born or made? If they are born, why not allow people to do subjects that are relevant to life, which they can get technical skills and do? Why teach them? And I was looking at that issue, and in the 5 minutes that I was told to take, I thought that's what we know in Exodus. You know, Moses doubted that he could lead. When God called him, he told him, I can't even speak. How would you ever think of me as a leader? A little later, still arguing with God, says, I was never a good speaker. And even since you talk to me, I still am not a good speaker. But you know, Moses stands out to be one of the best leaders we ever had. But we know very well that he was not the best leader at the beginning. Let's look at Exodus 18, verse 17. Moses' father-in-law replied, what you are doing is not good. You and these people who come to you will only wear yourself out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. What the story? The story is his father-in-law who had actually hosted him when he ran away from the because of the fear of Pharaoh, and finally married his daughter, has come to bring the Moses' wife and children to him, and he is watching to see how his son-in-law is progressing. Now, not looking after sheep, but after looking after people. And obviously, the son-in-law must have been looking forward to impressing his father-in-law. What happens? When finally he wants to get feedback from this old man, he is told, let me be frank with you, my son. What you are doing is not very good. In fact, verse 17 says, what you are doing is not good. He is a father-in-law who doesn't beat about the bush. And all he is saying is, your leadership has a problem. Your leadership needs training. And to Jethro, it's very clear. Leaders are not just born. They may be born, yes, but they require to be made. And that's why he now takes time to take him to his Master of Arts in Leadership program on how to lead. And he tells him several things. These people who come to you will only wear yourself out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. And then he goes on to say that it's not just him who will have problems. Now, even the people themselves will have real problems. And so it's an issue that one needs to think about and to ask, what am I doing about my improvement as a leader? Let me share 4 things. Then, if you are not a well-trained leader, you'll still be a leader, obviously, but the first thing Jethro says, you will harm yourself. Like now, this guy was trying to do too much. The body has a limit. But he does not know any strategy of leadership that can help him to share his workload. Leaders who are not well trained still lead with all the motives are right, but they end up following wrong strategies that harm themselves. They get what the people have popularly now called burnout. You find a guy who is only in his 40s and is totally ruined. Some of them, the other day in Kenya, we saw a young man very bright guy in Price Waterhouse who was talking about they had worked throughout the night. I don't know 3 o'clock, he left and went home just for a short time and changed his clothes and come back. But that day it was too much. He has a total burnout. He went out to the top of the floor of the high building at Westlands, jumped, and of course died. Bright, gifted PricewaterhouseCoopers consultant. That's what we call burnout. That if people are not well trained on strategy they can use to achieve the same target, because the targets are not changing, but in a way that allows them to rest, that allows them not to be stressed, they will end up burning out, dead. So why do we need a leadership program training? Because we don't want leaders to get burnout. The second thing that Jethro tells this young leader, Moses, is you will also harm the team who feel tired and ignored. You know, he is sitting there the whole day. He is sitting, talking, solving one leadership program, another one, until darkness. Then people go, and some of them are remaining on the queue, and they have to be dealt with the following day. He says, you not only harm yourself, you are messing up the people. And people that are led by a non-trained person end up suffering. They may still reach where the group wanted to reach, but they are going to be harmed, tired and harmed. And sometimes feeling, this guy doesn't like me. Why hasn't he sorted out my problem? They feel ignored. Why are we needing to train people? Because if you are not careful, you will lose the followers, because you will harm them. Your intention is not to harm them, but you end up harming them in the desire to help them go where you want to go. Thirdly, he was told, even the task will not be done effectively or efficiently. So the task also suffers. So it's not just the leader, not just the people, the task also suffers. Is undone, or if done, is not done efficiently. So the leadership trains you on how to achieve things, to think through, create alternatives. I was taught many years ago that in management, you don't require a manager when there is only one door out, because managers are made to create alternatives and select the best among them. But if there's no alternative, you don't require a leader. And the reason why you train is the ability to create alternatives. That this is a task, how can it be done? Create many alternatives, evaluate the alternatives, and then select the one that is best, that is optimum. Now, if you have not been trained, you do whatever comes to your mind in order to achieve what needs to be achieved. In the process, whatever quality of service or product will not be right. Finally, why do we need to train people? Because the truth of the matter is, all of us are leaders of some sort or the other. Man's original mandate in Genesis is that he was to be set to have dominion or to rule over the earth. So every human being is a leader of some sort. And so we need a program that can train everybody, not just the CEOs, not just the ministers, but everybody, whatever your job is, whether you become a pastor or become a farmer or become a father or become a mother, requires this leadership training, because we are leading in one way or the other. And some people we are leading do not even seek our permission. These are people who admire you, they follow you, they think whatever you do is right. If you are not taught properly, you will be followed by people to their ruin. My time is up. Let me hand over the meeting back to you.